This is the Latin lesson for Latin, third semester Latin at Wichita State University. It's a shortest story. I'll sort of walk you through it. The title is Maecenas, so subject is Maecenas. And the verb is reconciliat. And that's really the long and the short of it. Maecenas reconciles, and with whom he's reconciled is told you here, with Octavian, and whom he reconciles is Antony. So the object of reconciliat is Antonium. No, that's a little. Put this down here. Okay. The next day, posterior dia, so there are two subjects, Quintus Virgiliusque. So they're the subjects. The verb is Iuserunt valere. So there's a subject equals Quintus and Maecenas. The verb is valere iuserunt. And to whom they bade farewell. The direct object is Maecenas, as you can tell by the M on the end of Maecenatum. Okay. And this is a prepositional phrase, a participle phrase having accompanied him, comitati, to the port. And he says in return, this is the second part, he, that is Maecenas, is the next subject, ille, says, valete amici, farewell friends. Gratias tibi ago, so the subject is I, that is in this case Maecenas. Ago is literally bring, gratias, thanks. And to whom does he bring thanks? Vobis, to you. And then he says why, quad equals because. Fecistis, so you is the subject, this ending, stis is a plural second person ending in the perfect. You have fecistist, you have made an iter. Iter doesn't look like it's an accusative noun, but if you look up iter in the dictionary, it will say iter, itineris, neuter. Okay, and it will say trip or journey. Okay, so this is the direct object, iter, you have made a trip. Mecum just tells you with whom he made the trip. Me with. And hook, just an adverb that means to this point, thus far, or this far would even be better. Okay, si solus iter fecissem, this ending here is the pluperfect subjunctive. It's worth noting this down. Because here it really makes a difference. In an if clause, si means if, that means it's this condition, this is what's called a condition, a conditional, is contrafactual. That is to say, the condition it poses is unreal. That is, it's not what actually happened. It's contrafactual. Si solus iter fecissem, so the verb is fecissem, subject is I, verb is fecissem, iter, if I had made the journey. It's important in English contrafactuals in the past tense go like this: if I had blanked. If I had only known, for example, is contrafactual. Okay. Tideo per issem. This is the result. This would have been the result. I would have died per issem from tedium. Tideo is tedium. Nunc iadem via regredi debatis. Now this a second subject, you, debatis, ought to, must, regredi. Doesn't look like an infinitive, but it's deponent. So if you look it up in the dictionary, it will look like this, regredior. Looks passive, but it means go back. And the infinitive of regredior is regredi, to go back. Now you must go back. Iadem means the same. Via means road. The fact that these are both ablative, because they're long vowels here, means that they're on this same road. Nolita cessare. You plural is a command. Don't cessare. Linger. Si statim profiscamini. So this is a more open condition, a true condition. That is, it's not real or unreal. It's just something that may or may not be may be true. Okay. If si profiscamini, if you, this ending means you proficiscor means set out, also deponent. If you set out statim right away, quindecum is this many days. Decum, that many. In quindecum days, you will pervenias, per in compounds, like here, is a compound verb. You will means complete. You will go completely. Then means go. That is to say, arrive at. You will arrive at Rome in quindecum days. Haec locutus, so he stops speaking, having said, haec, having said locutus. Haec, these things. Haec is neuter plural. And when neuter plural adjectives or pronouns, as here, have no object to modify, they're neuter, they can mean things. So these things, he says. Okay. Having said these things, he conscendets the navem, embarks on the navem. Maecenas Atenas navigare debuit. Maecenas is the subject. Debuit is the verb. It has had to. Maecenas had to. And what he had to do, is told you, is completed by the infinitive navigare. He had to sail. Where he had to sail is Atenas. To do what? To. Con means together. Then means come, that is meet, to meet. Antony. Antonio, because this verbs of meeting, the person whom you meet is dative, not accusative. If it were accusative, it would be Antonio. Let's see, how many more of these do we have to do? Oh, quite a few. Oh, goodness. Octavianus enim eum Atenas miserat. Octavian is the subject, miserat is the verb. Miss means sent, and erat means...
Upper school teachers that are in the building, please come to the commons for some refreshment.
Okay. He had, I already had my refreshments. Octavian had sent Eum, just him, and where he had sent him to was Atenas. And this is explanatory because O had sent Eum to Atenas. To do what? To blank, to reconcile Antony. Cui inimicus viebat. Anthony, who was fiebat, was becoming an enemy. An enemy. And reconcile, so he wants him to reconcile Anthony. To whom? So the indirect object is sibi, to himself. That is to Maecenas, to Octavian. Nisi, if not, Nisi means if not, and then the subject Maecenas had not gesisset, had not, it means literally carried, but carried off the rem, the affair, and how is answered by summa arte, with the utmost artfulness. Reconciliationem non efficit. So again, it's a contrafactual. If he had not carried it off with the utmost aplomb, he would not have efficit, effected is okay here, a reconciliation. Tandem, at last, nevertheless, the verb is subject is still Maecenas, that is he, persuasit. If it were present tense, it would be like this, persuadet, he persuades, but persuasit is perfect, so he persuaded Anthony. At last, he persuaded Anthony to do something to, is ut, do two things, to veniret, to Italiam. So ven, as I told you, means go, to go to Italy, and que, adjuvaret means help. O, against, contra. SP, Sextus Pompeius, that is the son of Gnaeus Pompeius, Pompey the Great. Mox tamen Antonius ad orientem reversus. So it starts off, Anthony is the subject, and it says soon, nevertheless, so something bad is going to happen. Anthony, reversus ad orientem. Revertor would be the verb you look up. Means to turn back. So when he, having turned back, re, to the east, uxorem suam Octaviani sororem, remissit in Italiam. So he sent back, his own wife, his uxorem, to Italy in Italiam, and then it describes the sister with one more phrase, sororem, sister of O. Cleopatra, and he summoned Cleo, this is a mistake, the Reginam Egypti, the Queen of Egypt, Egyptii, to Syria. Octavian, and then a clause, or ablative absolute, with his soror having been contempted. Could probably give you a good idea what that means. Sorry. Comotus es erat, he was erat, upset. Tanta ira, with such great, that is tanto, tanta, ira, anger. Probably there is a result. The result was of his such great anger that he declared war. Or he decided, sorry, not declared, he decided to wage inferre, war, bellum, against Antony. How many more of these do we have to do? Oh, we're almost done. While a Kesat we had once before, so you can look it up on a previous thing. He was blanking in Egypt with Cleo et res publicas neglegit, and he neglected res publicas, public affairs, the public interest, not the republic, because that would have to be a singular, not the plural. Public affairs. Octavian is the new subject. Parabat was preparing. It was preparing because of bat. So was preparing himself. Ad bellum. Ad shows you, answers the question why here, or for what. It shows the goal of his preparation. For bellum, for war. Totum populum Italiae sibi conciliebat. He won over. Conciliate means won over. He won over totum populum Italiae, the whole populace, the whole people of Italy. And to whom he won them over is sibi, to himself. And atque aug, this stem means increase, like augment. He increase, and bat means was, so he was increasing his suam authority, auctoritatem paulatim. This tim ending means blank by blank. So if you have gradatim, it means step by step. So paula means little, so little by little. In dies potentior fiebat. In dies means daily. He was fiebating, we had that earlier. Potentior, more powerful. And that's the end of the second part of today's lesson.